Ro4 action. So our only series here today, and right now it's a 1-0 lead for Reason Gaming. Complexity going to try to grind back and force that third and final game. So obviously these two teams coming off playing yesterday once again in the group stages, and again finishing even with that epic 80-minute battle nearly. So we'll see. We'll see how it shapes up this time around. But joined by Zui once again. You know, one of the things you're bringing up at the end of that last game was the idea with Parasite and would we even see it banned? Well, if you're not going to ban it, I mean, first picking it too is not a bad option, and apparently that's what they decided to go with here, with the first pick Parasite. Clanks, Ravener, Warby's, Tremble, by the way, were the actual bans, but they do get Parasite, but that means Behemoth actually responds for a reason here. So, what do you think of these drafts here now?
Blind banning Ravenor and Tremble. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure why they blind banned Tremble. Complexity hasn't really been picking up that here at all.
They did it the first game too.
Alright, I can understand Ravenor, because if they want to run the Nymphora Dr. Pulsar, Ravenor is one of the carries that can pick up an early Porky and actually be aggressive. So I understand that one, but Tremble I'm not entirely sure about. Either way, I'm going to go or move on and talk about the picks instead. We've got a Parasite in the forest, Swiftblade. When it comes to complexity, they are one of the teams that actually likes to run Swiftblade in that carry position, rather than in the initiation / suicide mid-roll. So could be looking to do that here as well. Swiftblade, though, versus a Dr. Repulsor is not going to have too much of an impact, but of course he can be very deadly versus the Nymphora and the Behemoth. So I still think it's going to be a carry Swiftblade, and then Fuzzislav is going to be playing the Magnus in the mid. Probably another mobility hero onto Asuka in the suicide lane that can set up kills early on with the Parasite and the Magnus.
Yeah. Well, bands finishing up right here just about. We have Fade, Midas, Sandwraith, Moira, and Cthulhu. So you see Complexity, they pick up Parasite, and they're going to take away the option of Cthulhu, of course, on the side of Reason Gaming from them. So we'll say Reason, that comfortable hero of theirs, Nymphora, not a usual support picked up, but Reason, one of those teams that you would expect to see it on, if any. So exciting to see that one here. And we'll see the final ban now. But yeah, the idea that carry Swiftblade, yeah, you're all right. Formless is known for doing that, so wonder if that is going to be the case here or not.
I do think that Nymphora is more or less the support hero that has the most potential when it comes to big plays. Moira might be fighting about that title as well, but in general, like these two heroes, they just have so much potential in terms of like moving around the map and constantly getting pickoffs, map control, all that kind of stuff. And in the late game, like you literally can't go alone at all if you're versus a Nymphora. So it has so much, even if you feel like Nymphora is like one of those like early to mid game supports, it shines the brightest in the late game. Andromeda here from the Legion side. Questionable pickup. Andromeda, I guess it does alright versus the Behemoth if it is a suicide Behemoth. Doesn't do too well versus the Dr. Repulsor, though. Here comes to Ophelia, okay. I think that the Legion team is actually in a good position, though, when it comes to the draft. So far, at least, I feel like they have a good response towards Nymphora teleports with Magnus on fastest slot, and they also have the counter push now that's necessary. Of course, they can take the Parasite and infest Ophelia creeps, but also Magnus Eruption is one of the hardest ultimates to push into.
Yeah, not the friendliest, so we'll see how they address that. But yeah, Ophelia picking up fourth here from Reason Gaming as their jungle option. Again, it's interesting in the matchups how, you know, obviously if Sync was involved in this game, you know, this would never happen. Ophelia would never be left to fourth pick after the second tier bans even. But in this matchup, neither team was really too concerned about it clearly, so they leave it, and well, Reason will pick it up. And Tankafet, great Ophelia player too. So part of me is a little, you know, unsure of leaving that open for him to play, to be honest. But
I definitely feel your concern, but I think that the Complexity got still a nice way to deal with it. And the fact that I don't feel like it fits their lineup that well with the Behemoth and the Dr. Pulsar and the Nymphora.
That's true, yeah. Okay.
Like Nymphora is not going to be able to, first of all, port with Ophelia at any point in the game. And Nymphora is also not like the kind of hero that benefits too much to the push. It is going to be played by Charlie, though, and I know that he likes the heal, so I guess it helps in that concern. But in general, like Behemoth is the kind of hero that needs to play very defensive as well until he gets the portal key. Okay, Oogie. Interesting. No, but I feel like Complexity got a very, very solid draft here, and I don't think that the Hellborn team is going to be able to break any towers early on, even when they have that Ophelia.
Oogie, Oogie, Boogie. Okay, good for the counter push purposes, but again, that's where this kind of lineup here of Reason Gaming is. It's a little unsure of ultimately what they're going, because you're right with the Ophelia, it definitely doesn't fit that Nymphora doctor style, a very aggressive kind of gotcha potential team. So, you know, unless Ophelia goes for something like a QW build with Codex, I can see that actually working pretty well. But
yeah, I know the Tankafet likes to go portal key in the late game.
Yeah.
On the Ophelia.
That's just crazy. So, Complexity Gaming versus, what is Quincy doing here? What is he doing? Shrunken Head. Okay. Yeah.
What?
Shrunken Head is good against Oogie, I think is the point he's trying to make here. I assume. It's a bad joke.
Yeah, but what does he mean with Complexity versus Shrunken Head? Shouldn't he mean Reason Gaming versus Shrunken? No, wait. Okay.
No, because Complexity has the Oogie, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm still.
Okay.
I still am surprised how Oogie is able to do so well. I really am, because the hero is so built around the concept of pure magic damage, and Shrunken Head's one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic item in the game. I mean, you see it every game because there's always reasons for it. And to have that item available for a hard carry hero that completely nullifies what he does, yet he's still so powerful and arguably one of the better carries, it's mind-boggling to me. It really is. But he manages to make it work. More so Formless does.
That he does. I think it's the fact that he can pick up a sheep stick so early as well, as a carry player.
Yeah.
And still deal tons of damage, so that he gets that lockdown. Usually you want to build Oogie around a team that has the potential to break early towers though, and I don't think that the Legion team are going to be able to do that. They do have Tankafet onto Parasite, and the Hellborn team doesn't have the best of means to deal with catapult pushes, for example. But I still feel like having Swiftblade in that farming position would have been better. He has had something with a little bit more mobility onto Asuka.
Well, Asuka is going to get his hands on Swiftblade in the end, so not going to be the Swiftblade true carry here. Obviously, that's going to be left for Complexity this time, or for Formless this time around. Yeah, I mean, that is a nice thing, though. Again, that's the good synergy there, too, is the idea that, yes, if they get the Shrunken Heads, which they very likely will prioritize against Oogie, you do have Swiftblade who can kind of come through and, you know, not really care a whole lot about Shrunken Heads, especially when he has the Swift Slashes ready to use, and if he goes more that Brutalizer style, Madman's in trouble. He's just out of range.
Stun him.
Yeah.
Even if he would have stunned him, there is no way they would have gotten a kill. Magnus was too... he was... I don't think so, at least. He would have been able to get a stalk off before the Comet Stun. But the Comet Stun would probably still have hit him, but he would have probably been invis. And there were no Rev Wards for Andromeda to place on the ground, so
yeah,
it would have just been a waste of Magnus mana, I feel.
I agree. No, yeah, I 100% agree. They very likely could not have gotten the kill in the end, and they would have just used a lot of mana, and they would have to use regen, so it would have really it would have hurt them more even than actually the Hellborn team. So, yeah, just not worth it. So perhaps definitely just a very good patient play there instead. The lanes are developing now, and again, doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary here. You got Oogie and Andromeda heading bottom. Bottom lane, also Behemoth going to make his way down there. That's not going to be a friendly time for him, I wouldn't think. So, granted, Andromeda, not the most powerful babysit support, but ultimately...
Oh, they were actually... I thought they were going to run the Madman as a suicide. I think the reason for why, or I thought the reason for why they picked up Madman was because the Legion team had such a weak safe lane. Andromeda and Oogie. Madman would have been able to win that 1 versus 2, or he would have had a good opportunity at least.
You know, you're right. This is back-to-back games now. Reason Gaming running kind of a similar strategy. You know, last game they ran the puppet middle with Imboboy playing it, in the dual lane setup. This time they're doing the same thing with a Doctor being played by Imboboy in the middle lane with the dual lane. And the last game was a Swiftblade own me, and now he's playing Madman. Both physical kind of presence heroes in the later game especially. So, and heroes that he doesn't usually play. So it's kind of like almost Reason Gaming adjusting their strategy, whether it's because it's complexity or maybe this is almost a new style that they're going for here. But
Well, in game number 1 it made a lot of sense because they were shutting down the right targets and all, but in this game I feel like having Madman in the suicide role would have been better. And just have Behemoth playing on that safe lane.
Yeah.
Or even have Behemoth in 4 in the mid. That's a viable option as well. I think that Behemoth would have been able to get free farm more or less because it's only versus a solo Magnus anyways. And Dr. Pulsar would have been shipping up pretty well versus a Swift Blade at the top, so.
Well, we'll see how that how it develops here for Reason especially. But middle lane, Zealstun just going to whiff right there, unfortunately. You talked about also, Jayla, he does like to build up that volatile pod. And it has proven to do pretty good work. You know, it means he does pass up the Grace of the Nymph earlier on in the game. But he has a lot more burst potential this way at the same time. So, and also just some nice heal support is always a good thing, you know, especially when you throw Ophelia's heal on top of that, and are ideally going to be getting an Astrolabe as well. So a lot of team support utility there going to be coming out.
Yeah, complexity, the fact that they actually, now when I think of it, the fact that they actually allowed Behemoth to somehow walk into the enemy forest and place that warp sight to block the pull camp, that's not too good. They should definitely have defended that, or at least spotted Behemoth when he was placing that. Or at least get a counter word. I don't think Babu Ganoush had a counter word. I pointed that out when they were going for the first blood attempt of Madman up at the top lane, that there were no counter words whatsoever. And I feel like you should always have at least one counter word if you're the support in level 1, just because of that reason alone. I mean, he's losing so much. He could have been he could have been getting as much experience as Behemoth more or less as an Andromeda if he would have just constantly stacked that pull over and over.
Yeah. Yeah, and this does allow, you know, Zane, look at that, level 4 even, that he's managed to hit right here because of the lack of powerful lane control coming out from Complexity. So, yeah, definitely a couple of mistakes. One, being that not counter-warding the pole camp, but two is Andromeda babysit support. Again, this goes back to her as well. She's not the most strongest babysit support. Very weak range, and you know the combo stun. It's like it's okay, but you know, this isn't a double stun dual lane either. You know, Oogie doesn't have the greatest follow up, so it's understandable that actually Zane's managing to do pretty well here.
Yeah, they have a flying quarry. I just don't get why they are not focusing more on like dewarding that camp. Like, it happens game after game for Complexity side, and Complexity is usually the kind of team that runs or wants to run that hard carry on Beaverbanger, so they should be more than used to dealing with those kind of situations.
Absolutely, but for now, Zane's doing a very good job, and we'll see if that continues or not. Top lane, Oscar, he does have the bottle on Swift play, just like we saw last game with Onmi playing it. Picking it up here in that long lane. Dr. Repulsor, also with the bottle, a Haste Rune bottled up even. And he's actually going to use it and go into the jungle right here. They're going to look for some kills. Oh, Invis Behemoth, that's a big part.
Nice.
Why the block off on Andromeda? She's not going to be able to eat through these trees, I don't think. Yeah, she only had the one tree eater. She's going to get caught. And Bloodlust kill for Chioli, actually. On the Nymph4 happens to pick it up, but good job roaming over there and picking it up.
Yeah, very well played. Nice blind Fissure as well from Zane on the Behemoth.
Oh, jeez.
And now we got Nymphora with Marchers and yet another ward, I think. Yeah. So they are going to be able to bring up or set a lot of pressure onto our Complexity simply because of that kill alone.
5 minutes into the game, just about, and obviously the Bloodlust kill here now for Reason Gaming. Top lane, Swiftblade and Madman going at it, but another one ultimately picking up a kill. Swiftblade does have Swift Slashes, or he is level 6, but there we go.
Yeah, with one stalk, and it's like...
True.
He needs dust before he can use it.
Yeah, I can't...
You can even barret roll out of the Swift Slashes as well. At least if you put it on max range. Here comes Ophelia for the gank attempt.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be successful, though.
She needs to flank. She went the wrong direction.
But even so, I mean, there's a spin on Swiftblade, and there's no way they're going to kill him without Madman any mana.
You're right.
But, I mean, this is the second game as well that Oscar is playing, like, unfavorable matchup up here at the suicide lane, and they decided to last pick Oogie instead of just running something that like does well in those 1v1 situations instead.
Yeah, you're right. Again, they could have definitely carried with the Swiftblade here, gone for a more powerful suicide. Perhaps Magnus middle lane in the meantime is going to be able to Lava Surge, and it will survive. Maybe if Nymph4 was level 4 right there, that could have been a kill, but it's still level 3 unfortunately, and thus Magnus lives. Top rune, good protection here from Ophelia. Only the refreshment rune in the end, but still good rune control. And speaking of bottom rune, Reason Gaming on top of it. Double damage for Behemoth now.
Yep.
as well.
What is Asuka doing? Why is he chasing this Ophelia in the forest?
Yeah, that seems a little silly. He's not going to get a good swift slashes off, so don't know what the plan there would be, but ultimately running back to the lane now. Again, maybe he just seems a little lost as far as what he's trying to accomplish here. Bottom lane, Zane has that double damage rating again, not really using it, but kept it out of the hands of the Legion team, really. So that's where it's good. You see Ophelia's touching right there, and I think that's to heal up the creeps that she had, actually, if anything. Also maybe just heal a little bit of support there for the team, but figuring not going to be a huge fight at this point in the game.
I don't know what Complexity is trying to accomplish here at the bot lane once again. I feel like they're just wasting time just as in game number 1. What you got is rotating over way too much. He should just be focusing on farming 100%, and Andromeda should be stacking the freaking camp. Like, it's not blocked anymore, but he's still not stacking it. He's not getting the lane back.
Yeah.
They're just like constantly letting Behemoth get those free experience and those free creep kills with his Fissure. There's no point in doing so.
And now top lane, more pressure on the defensive tower right here. You do see Swiftblade. Oop, going to be able to dodge at least or stay out of range of the barrel roll, but is going to have some troubles here. Kind of poking back
nice
in.
ward by Charlie as well in the mid lane. I think that's going to spot the gank attempt coming or the rotations coming. Yeah, beautifully.
Yeah, they know Parasite's coming over at least, so
that should be enough to make them back off. Yeah, it is.
Kinda, yeah, they're going to fall back off in full.
So once again, what you got is making that rotation that's like gonna accomplish nothing, and now he's dropped from 300 gold per minute to 250. He's been running all the way down to the bot lane, then all the way up to the top lane, and now he's running back to the forest again. Like, Recent Gaming is just controlling this game beautifully so far.
They absolutely are, and that was also very close by Formless right there to pick up the kill on a Behemoth, but he also did a good job of reacting. He simply homecoming stoned immediately as Oogie started to dive him, and obviously Oogie has no way to prevent that. So, very good heads up from Zane right there. TP's out before the last Tarquake hit, and ultimately kept him alive. You do see Formless has that early Ring of Sorcery here. Likes to get the Gnome's Wisdom as well, but he actually doesn't have a Ring of the Teacher yet. So, part of me wants to say he's actually going to be passing that up altogether here in this case. Usually he would have the Ring of the Teacher by now, I believe.
Yeah,
get the Gnomes.
True.
Maybe switching it up for whatever reason. The Hellborn team, I guess, I am looking at it here, and it's not a lot of physical threat early on, at least. I mean, by the late game, of course, you are looking at Madman has potential, but early on, it is a majority of magic damage.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I still think that both teams are in a relatively even position, simply because Formless is doing so good on the Oogie.
Yeah.
But the real rotations are going to start happening as soon as Nymphora hits that level 6 mark. So I feel like they should try to delay it as much as possible. If you're a Complexity, they should try to rotate. I mean, they're playing so stall right now. Like, Magnus hasn't been leaving this mid lane for good reasons, I guess, but it's still really easy to just pick up the dust and make the rotations up to the top lane and get an easy kill on Madman. It's such a squishy hero. Either that or just set something up in the mid lane, because I feel like they need to do something at least. If you pick a Magnus, you want to be aggressive early on.
Baba Ganoush gonna unpause the game, and here we go. We're zooming on with game number 2 now. So, again, a 1-0 lead here for Recent Gaming. This is now a best of 3. Been in the 2-game series for a while here because of the group stages, but best of 3 here being the bracket stage, of course.
Yeah.
This being one of the 2 round of 4 matches.
Now Parasite is down here at the bot lane again, and he's gonna try to start pushing. Let's see if it actually works out this time. It has to. I think it will. They got 2 catapults, so
including the
Parasite shouldn't be able
one.
to defend this alone at least. Do they have a port on Dr. Pulsar though? Yeah, they do. Imbo Boy might be looking to port down here and assist.
They don't have really a way to deal with the Hell Cannon though, the Parasite Hell Cannon. So I don't know. This.
That's true.
I think what you got should be able to kind of hold his ground right here and ideally get the tower kill. Yeah, it's not much they can do about that. So it's like it's the other side of the spectrum now. I mean, we were talking about the tank effect doing that constantly, and now it's what you got doing it today.
Freaking first picked Parasite, and the enemy team just doesn't like take any concern whatsoever to pick up a counter.
Actually, wow, Magnus was here. I didn't even realize he was here, but that's why they're jumping in like they are. Magnus gets caught. Regen rune activated still on Imba Boy as they get the kill. And that middle tower, it's dropping. Will it be denied? That's the question right now. You see Dr. Pulsar flying in. Return is going to be taken off to get the tower kill. And they're looking for more. They might get more. Formless in trouble. He's caught. The shockwave guarantees it. Don't know if that was necessary, but it gets the kill nonetheless. And Parasite, he has to walk away out of the Minotaur now. So 2-0 hero kill, and they get the tower on top of it. Reason, they pick up a decent lead now.
Yeah, Reason Gaming is playing amazingly well. They're doing all the right rotations, but still, I mean, this is still sloppy by complexity. I mean, they lose their only initiator, Magnus, the only one with the solid stun, and still they try to defend that tower for no reason at all. I mean, it was only Parasite and Oogie on spot, and they still tried to defend it, tried to deny it. Like, they were in melee range when everyone from Reason Gaming was around that tower.
Yeah. Dr. Repulsor and Madman, both 400+ gold per minute now, so haven't really been focusing a whole lot on me playing the Madman here in his progression, but he really is doing pretty damn well. 1,700 gold now saved up, so just like, you know, with the Swiftblade game, again, this is not his typical hero. I wonder how he's going to be building right here with the Madman. As, uh-oh.
Yeah, I would probably. Oh,
he's in trouble. Though that was an interesting Minotaur done, but it doesn't matter.
By Formless.
Yeah.
That was a blind Tarquake in the end there.
Yeah.
Just a little bit to the right.
Yeah, gonna land it. Well played.
Yeah, big kill on their part. Really big kill. And top lane, Dr. Pulse is gonna fall as well. Wow.
That's big. Wow, that really is big. Both Madman, just as we're talking about their GPM. They get taken out.
And
so.
Andromeda without Marchers is able to land a Comet Stun on a Dr. Repulsor without a setup stun.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a boy being a little bit too overcomfortable right there.
Unfortunately, I didn't catch that on camera there, but yeah, you're right.
I don't know. He jumped in more or less onto Swiftblade, and he just wanted to harass him more or less, and then he stood in the middle of a spin, like tanking it, playing really ballsy. Then Andromeda appeared from nowhere and be like, gotcha.
Nice. Magnus, he's gonna maybe Eruption right here for some Ancients. Wouldn't be surprised, you know, trying to get that portal key, of course. So.
Yeah, I would like to do so, or I would like him to do so. Yeah, and he's gonna go for it. I don't get why Sane is not doing the same on his side.
Yeah, that's what we talked about last game too. The volcanic touch working, getting some good kills. But look at Doctor, he's sending in the illusions at least, and he may even steal one or one or two.
Though. Oscar picking up the kill onto coL in the background.
Oh yeah, missed that, but. N4 getting picked up. You see Madman charging in. They know still some good Ancients left. Magma's going to step back in, though, and that was the real Dr. Repulsor. Wow, for some reason I thought those were the illusions still. But a double tap.
Finally, some knife life signs here. Oh, Madman is almost going to get the Magma stun. He's going to get blocked.
Yep, gets
Damn, he got blocked.
Oh.
And they didn't have any dust or anything to reveal him.
N4 is TPing in, by the way. I'm guessing with somebody. No, she's by herself, actually. That's a little risky. That's pretty far to the base for a lone support Nymphora, but she does manage to get away, though. And help keep Madman alive with distractions, if anything. So.
Yeah, still, though, that's a long cooldown onto that ultimate. So I'm not entirely sure if Complexity noticed that it was actually the Nymphora seal, or not the Nymphora seal, the teleport being used there. But if they did, then they got a nice minute here ahead of them, where they can just focus on farming.
Yeah, they can not worry too much here for the next minute or so. But, I mean, again, that kind of goes back to the Hellborn team, their makeup here. And honestly, Nymphora's, I guess with Behemoth getting the portal key, it looks like he is going to be having that, in fact, here. Maybe one or two of these Ancient kills he's going to take and secure it. So there will be that threat here in terms of games.
Shockwave! Use the shockwave.
No, he's
steal all the creeps from your teammate.
There you go. Yeah, they cleaned it up. So he does get enough gold for the portal key, purchasing it right there. And Madman actually going once again the route to the Abyssal Skull. So just like last game on the Swiftblade, doing the same thing here. As he gets the Abyssal Skull. Oogie, he does have a Neophyte's book, but again, no Ring of the Teacher. Okay, but he still pies the Gnome's Wisdom. So he just didn't value the Ring of the Teacher early on, I guess. Kind of interesting there, but he does have a Gnome's Wisdom now, though.
Yeah, that's odd, though, that you don't value the Ring of the Teacher. It's such a great tool, especially when you're pushing early on with the Parasite, as we saw in the early game, that you don't get that Ring of the Teacher.
No, I think, and I've definitely heard players say this before, but Ring of the Teacher is one of the most cost-effective items in the game. And for what it does and how much it is, it's what, like 500 gold? Or it's 500 gold exactly. 500. And it gives you 5 damage, 1 armor, and it has the aura effects of +2 armor and even the mana regen on top of that. So, yeah, it's a lot of freaking valuability there. And for how much it is, so. But yeah, he gets the full Gnome's Wisdom, so obviously he has that effect plus more now.
Oh, look at it made, by the way, Veildrot Behemoth here. The teleport is on cooldown though, but I think the Dr. Repulsor got a TP. Yeah, he does, and a haste rune as well. Legion team is not going to be able to push this. If they do, it's going to backfire.
There's a Shockwave jump. Andromeda false Magnus does Lava Surge in time, though. He's going to Steam Bath 2, trying to get away right here. It's not going to happen, though. They chase him down. Double tap for Matthias. And the Wild Hunter Parasite, he thought about it, but really didn't have the opportunity, so could not open right there. And that was the big jump with the portal key. Well played.
Yeah, well played by Zane. Really well played. Picking up that Veildrot as well. It's just so powerful. Nice. And not even taking or hesitating at all. He's just jumping straight in onto that Andromeda and the Magnus.
Yeah. Curious about this. Nymphoria, he actually bought the tablet pattern, and he's been sitting on that for a while, so that's like, what, 500 gold that he put into that just to have a pattern sit in his inventory. So I really don't know about that option, but it's chill. He's an odd dude. Good player, good player, but makes some interesting choices sometimes. Oh, he tries to deny the middle tower, by the way, but unfortunately just a little slow, and what you got manages to get credit for it right there. Got the puzzle box on the way. Swiftblade gets the Abyssal Skull of his own. But yeah, you kind of have to remind yourself that Ophelia is in this game as well here for the Hellborn team. And again, kind of the theme of the team, it is a little odd, but they're running it here, and he's doing pretty well. 322 coal per minute, actually. So doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, Tankafat always finds the farm somehow
does.
in every single game. Yeah, and I mean the Dr. Repulsor plus the Ophelia Sandback combination is there, so it is going to be very troublesome for the Legion team to break the base of this Hellborn team, if it were to come to that.
Madman and the Alk Bones pick up here.
Interesting. If you time it correct, no, wait, never mind, I changed Alchemist Bones, so he probably cannot barrel roll away the puzzle box smaller damage anymore.
Oh, you used to be able to do that? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Destroyed the
when
damage.
It was, you know, that cast time on Alchemist Bones, when you kind of saw the glittering, cast animation, more or less from Alchemist Bones, you could just time it with a barrel roll.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I believe it, but yeah, exactly. With the change where it's not instant, I don't think you would be able to do that anymore. But still, obviously, and this goes back to the idea, though, it's not only good as a counter, but honestly, it's actually not a bad item on Madman either. You know, whose attack speed, that's a big benefit for him. Granted, he already is getting a lot with the Berserk, but still. Attack speed is a nice little buff to Madman, considering his gash ability.
He needs to be careful, though, because he's still very squishy. He's running in straight here. Like, if there was someone nearby with a dust, then it would have been picked off. I want to look at the port at the top lane. Another beautiful initiation by Zane.
Yep, I got that again kind of halfway through, but Zane, he seems like he's on top of it here. He's finding the opportunities, and he's like, I know Oscars did well yesterday against us, but I, too, play a good behemoth, damn it. And I'm sure that's what he's saying, except in a really heavy German accent and in German.
He's not that kind of guy.
Something along those lines. No, yeah, he's talking mad shit right now.
Very modest.
Yeah, no, he's pretty quiet guy, but obviously a fantastic player on the Han scene right now. The Arcana purchase, speaking of him, so I would think Spell Shard's going to be coming out here for Zane, but we'll see. You've made your point on Resto Stone in general and how you're not a huge fan of it.
Parasite is kind of trouble. Never mind. It's going to be fine.
Parasite is going to be fine. But we'll see. There's a tablet in full finished on Nymphora, so it actually has the full thing now. Another Glowstone on Oogie, so he likes to go Frost Skull, I think, so maybe that's what that's
Don't you think this is an icon?
Oh, what do I say? I thought he had the icon already. That's why I was... Okay, yeah, no, you're right. Duh! I was quizzing you, Snowy. You passed. Good job. Just keeping you on your toes. Yeah, I thought he had the icon for some reason, but I guess not. Yeah, I guess his farm really isn't as crazy as I mean, 420 gold per minute. It's definitely good, but
yeah, same as Dr. Repulsor right now. Usually, yeah, you go to icon before the gnomes, I think. So I think that's probably what caught us off guard a little bit.
I'll go with that. Portal key on Swiftblade just purchased. So him and Magnus now, Portal Key brothers. Looking for some chances here. 2,600 gold on Madman. Again, picking up the Augment Bones. You got to think, though, Shrunken Head's going to be a pretty high priority on the list here for Madman. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that next effect for him coming out.
Well, since it's Own Me, he might go something a little bit more odd. But maybe the Brutalizer even ahead or before. We will see. But yeah, he definitely needs a BKB. That I agree on. He's level 15, by the way, doing so freaking well. 500 gold per minute soon.
Holy crap, yeah, he's 2 levels higher, and you look at the experience, 600 plus experience per minute, and Oogie's at 450 next in line, so he
just
really
stealing
is.
the enemy camps all the time.
Remember,
like,
Alchemist Bones does give you experience too now, so.
Yeah, that's true.
It's getting that benefit as well.
There's a teleport to the top lane.
Are they up here? Yeah, they tried, but not falling for the bait is Complexity. We'll see if it happens here soon. Oh, he goes the Brutalizer, actually. A little bit greedy.
Yeah, I told you. It's on me.
Yeah.
He's going to go Brutalizer first. He's greedy.
Not afraid to be a little squishy here, but middle lane Magnus, he wants this badly, but he's not going for it. Instead, important to the top lane, and well, unless Magnus, oh, he does catch actually. Doctor's going to get caught in the background. Swift Slash is being used. The Shockwave happened. I don't know if that was really the best, though, but actually Parasite goes down and so does Switchblade. So it definitely was pretty damn good in the end. Magnus gets another stun, though. Dr. Pulsar is very low on life. They got the kill in for it. Doctor going to be chased down. Tarquake lands, and down he goes. Portal key away from Zane. He makes the escape initially, but it's not over just yet. Fidget Stun will stall. Magnus, a Lava Surge, yes, it connects. And Oogie the Tarquake right on top. Couple more auto attacks. The Aurora, actually double tap for Formless, will be successful. Meanwhile, Kongor goes down. Wow. So Recent Gaming, I guess Ophelia, yeah, I mean that's her downside. She can't really port into help, so she figures might as well kill Kongor in the process with Madman.
Yeah, Omi didn't have a TP either. Otherwise, they could have easily turned the one around, or at least he could have saved Behemoth if he chose the TP up there. But yeah, gonna go for the Kongor instead. I think that was the right decision.
Yeah.
Based on the time. I mean, there's no telling that the fight is actually gonna progress in the way it is, and that Complexity is gonna be able to or chase Behemoth that far.
Absolutely. You know, yeah, that makes a lot of sense as to why they did Kongor. Just a little surprising at the same time, but yeah, it seemed like that actually reason with that Shockwave there, almost like they could have turned something. I mean, Parasite and Swiftblade got picked off, but then Magnus hit another big stun, and obviously we were able to pick off the kills from there. Doctor eventually just ran out of mana, and ultimately taken out. Not having Madman there, pretty big deal as well. Of course, pointing out, but not having the Homecoming Stone, so.
Yeah, now Formless overtakes the top gold per minute in the game. Over the Madman as well. Worth noticing.
I feel like Madman's a fantastic hero, though, against Oogie, the more I'm looking at it, though. Because he brings a lot of lockdown. He's got the great attack speed. He can sit on top of him pretty well. And also, he's just a natural... I mean, obviously, again, a lot of carries. I mean, they're going to be getting a Shrunken in no matter what. But I feel like on him especially, Shrunken's just so powerful that it allows him to just really keep on enemies. And they're not going to be able to do anything when Madman's sitting on Oogie. Other than, I guess, swaps and maybe Storm Spirits eventually. But his farm, I think, is going to really be the big benefit here. But with that said, he still needs the Shrunken Head. So there's that.
Does. Yeah, the Sheepstick might be Formless' next item of choice. Not entirely sure if he's going to go for it. Yeah. But I think he should. It's good versus Dr. Pulsar as well for obvious reasons. But yeah, the big picture here, I think that the Legion team is just, they're never going to be able to break the freaking base of Hellborn against a Behemoth and a Dr. Pulsar jumping in and out with that Ophelia sandback. They're going to have to find a way to deal with that.
Yeah.
Is there any hero that can pick up a Nullfire Blade here in the Legion team? Yeah, Oscar on Swiftblade, I guess, could do it in the future.
You know what they need? They need a puzzle box minion on a courier. And they need post haste. And they all need a TP in. Kill the shrine.
Backdoor style?
It's almost as if that just happened yesterday. Except that was the reason that did it, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, they did it twice in the same game.
Yeah. Reason, that was Reason, right? They're the ones that won it?
Yeah, it was. Okay. 1-1 the series, but yeah, Reason won the second game.
Yeah. Nice. That's understandable.
Wonderful. He's got like 4 dogs or something.
Those darn dogs doing that whole pooping thing. Okay.
They're smaller ones, so it shouldn't be too messy.
I would hope not, and I hope it's outside. But, you know, I guess...
Probably in his room. They like to lay behind him in his bed.
Yeah, it happens. Those puppies. All right. Back, good to go, it looks like. Poop free now. Madman. Gonna continue to push out the bottom lane. He has the token for another 4 minutes here plus. So quite a while. Oh, Nymphora TPing in actually with Doctor. It's gonna immediately Homecoming Stone out though.
What?
Just got the word of sight.
Because of the word of sight, yeah. It was like, Imba Boy, come here. I'm gonna show you something interesting.
Yeah. Kind of screwed Imba Boy there. Well, not really though. He's just gonna farm the lane. So I don't know if that just happened to be coincidence.
It's a big cooldown to waste. Of course, Complexity doesn't know about it, so it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah.
But,
he loves to do that, though. Shelly does. The teleport to ward of sight and then TP out.
Oh, Parasite in the mid.
Yep, there's the Alchemist Bones, and look at the follow-up. I mean, Doctor, sure, he came in and helped too, but honestly, again, Madman, if he's able to just sit on you like that, it's so much damage with that Berserk up. And that's a quick kill, so Parasite's dead for 30 more seconds. Easy tower kill at the very least coming out here for Reason. You do see Complexity trying to counter push top a little bit, but not going to be a whole lot.
Too bad I don't have the teleport on Nymphora. Then I could have done the same thing with the Behemoth Eruption once more.
Very true. Build Rot being used. Guessing that's Magnus, yeah. He's trying to get in position right here to possibly get a good eruption off, but they're not going to push, even though they have the token. They still have it for 3 more minutes, though, so maybe going to wait a little bit longer before really trying to break through.
Yeah, no rush. As long as they control the map, they're more than happy. There's no Bound still on either side, though. I feel like one of them should pick it up. They got a puzzle box. What you got is having it, but he hasn't really been using it too frequently to counter any wards. The puzzle box is still level 1 and he's struggling big time. 228 gold per minute and only level 10. Actually gonna hit level 11 there, but still he's not having too much of a presence in this game.
I will say, even though Reason does have a decent lead here, they are still kind of in that vulnerable spot in the sense that they still don't have the Shrunkins. No one on the team has the Shrunkins, and the candidates, especially Madman and Doctor, would be the bigger targets. And they're getting priority items here first, understandable. But Madman, he's about 1,000 gold away now, so should have it soon. But Doctor just finished his Hellflower, so he's still going to be a little bit away from that coming out here. And again, that could be dangerous, considering Oogie's all about the magic.
Yeah, if they were to take a team fight, but as the game looks right now, I mean, they're just so comfortable and just sitting back farming because they got the vision all over the map. Actually, they got the ward countered in their forest right now, but up until this point, I mean, Recent Gaming are just have full control on where everyone from the Legion side is, and it's only the Magnus that has the portal key. So as long as they keep track on him, there's like nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
So they're just picking up greedy items instead and waiting for the BKB.
Got Madman on me continuing to farm 535 gold per minute now. Again, he's just around the corner from a Shrunken Head now. This isn't iffy timing, though, because he has about a minute remaining on the token of life at the same time. So it does look like Reason's interested in maybe trying to pick a fight right here.
Top lane.
Up here. Oh, yeah, they're TPing bottom. Oh, no, they're TPing up here, actually. Right next to Swiftplay. Ward of Sight goes down. They're going to jump him. And yes, they do have the burst. Look at Shelly porting away immediately, and he's going to survive because of that. Very good heads up. He's so comfortable with that hero. You can tell.
Yeah, that is another great pick-off on their part as well. That's so great with the Nymphora and Dr. Pulsar because that first spell of yours on Dr. Pulsar just gives true vision. So every single time you pour it inside of the trees, you can just put one of those up and you got full vision around you. So there's no hiding from it either.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Madman actually going to be caught here.
He should be fine, I think, honestly. Yeah, because he's going to token right here, which is only like 20 seconds remaining anyways. So actually, it almost kind of helped, honestly.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So yeah, he's fine. He's got 4,400 gold now. There we go. I was going to say, he better get that Shrunken Man. Okay. He does buy the Shrunken. They push the top tower. That is the last outer tower now destroyed. And Recent Gaming, their biggest lead of the game so far, in Vizrun going to spawn. We'll see what use they maybe make of that. But another Kongor, wouldn't be too surprised if they just wait for that at this point.
Nope, it's 4.5 minutes more or less until it spawns again. But
yeah.
Yeah, they're probably going to wait for it.
So about 3120 or so. I remember.
I'm not sure if Oogie got the mana tube in the base. I almost feel like he should because he's farming 470 gold per minute. And I feel like he's been sitting on the same items for quite some time.
I wouldn't put it past Formless to go a Frostfield plate. He does do that on Oogie. And
nah, he cannot do that. Like if he does that,
so?
it's like they need something to follow up on the Magnus. Like they just don't have anything, like no scare factor whatsoever. Recent Gaming is able to control this game in whatever matter they like. Like they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
There's nothing that the Legion team can do unless they get a chipstick. So if he goes for a Frostfield plate, then it's like the Null Stone yesterday all over again.
I mean, I will say with Madman, who's now pretty farmed, and him sitting on top of you, a Frostfield plate actually would be pretty decent, I think. But I do see the logic, though. The Sheepstick, you want to be a little bit more aggressive, but this is not going to be good right here. Hellflower opening, here comes the main support, and that's an easy kill. Yeah, Invis Dr. Pulsar, we talked about that Invis when he bottled up a minute ago or so. Well, he made use of it. And also going to happen to bottle up a Haste Rune. So, yeah, there you go, actually. 6-0 with it when he picks it up. So if they want to win, he goes Frostfield play. There you go. That's what it comes down to. No, but we'll see what he does end up going here. But he's dead for another 49 seconds. Unless he buys back, but that would set him back pretty far.
It did. It really did. If he buys back now, that's a gigantic blow to his farm and his item progression.
Yeah.
So complexity, they definitely want to avoid a buyback, but I don't think it's going to, or they're not going to have too much of a choice here. They're going to have to use it unless they want to give up the Miller Racks, and they should not do that. I mean, there is no token of life this time.
Gonna jump on him. Madman actually big burst on him. Swift slashes, but there's the Sharkhead now running away. And look at recent game in their complete spread. Oogie did buy back, and yeah, that's. I mean, you look at all of a sudden the goal that he had. He went from 1,900 to now 900. So, you know, a good chunk of gold spent right there just to buy back. When he only had about 15 seconds remaining as well on the resurrection. So yeah, it was probably. I don't even know if it was worth it, to be honest. I don't know if they would have continued to push there after that jump happened if he hadn't bought back. So maybe they would have.
They probably could have faked Eruption a little bit more, try to buy time with it somehow, but yeah, that just comes down to the fact that they don't have any lockdown in their team except the Magnus stun. Like we saw their Magnus Eruption dealing a lot of damage, he's getting a stun up, but then they don't have any follow-up whatsoever, so Madman gets the BKB off and he's able to survive.
Yeah. And
Andromeda and Parasite, I mean, they could have gone a little bit more offensive and tried to get a stun off onto the Madman, but in that case, Behemoth, I'm pretty sure that he would have jumped them and picked them all off.
Doctor bought a glowstone initially, and I was scratching my head like, what is he doing? But then he sold it and bought a Shrunken, so just, I'm guessing, a misclick there from Imba Boy. Nymphora's with him right here. She is level 11, but there's only 2 heroes here, so they could have ported another one if they felt like it. Oh, never mind. Doctor's like, no, I have a different idea. And so it's just Nymphora, puts a Ward of Sight down, and oh man, if Doctor went with her, that was an easy kill on Andromeda right there, but he didn't know that, obviously, so decided not to, and Baba Ganoush will live to tell a tale another day of when he roamed near his base and survived.
Yeah, what a tale to tell.
That's epic. Level 3 puzzle box on Parasite, I'm guessing. I actually don't know for sure, to be honest, but I would assume by now it's level 3. He's only farming 215 gold per minute. Wow. I think you talked about that earlier, even that. He's just really not doing too well.
It doesn't have an impact at all. Like, the Hellborn team has been able to completely shut him down. He doesn't have an option, I guess. I mean, apart from when Recent Gaming is picking the Parasite up, and Complexity has, like, no counter. In this game, like, Dr. Repulsor can jump. They got an Alchemist bonus on the Madman, of course, and the Nymphora teleport, so he can't go alone at any point. So they just drafted around the Parasite very well.
You got Madman, 3,000 more gold saved up, so we've rarely seen a very farmed Madman, honestly, because he's usually played more of the suicide, more of the secondary carry option even, and, you know, this game. But he kind of is playing that carry role this game, and he continues to be the top farmer. And the few times we have seen a very farmed Madman, it's insane. I mean, this hero, it's up there on that list of just full 6-slotted heroes. He will do a lot of work for you and can win you games by himself even. So, I'm getting at that just another item alone here on top of what he has is going to be insane. amount of more pressure. What did he just buy there? That was okay. So something.
Nothing.
No, he bought rift shards. Wow. I can't say I saw that coming.
What?
But,
rift shards? Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking more like a wing bow or something like that.
Yeah,
but,
something along those lines at least. And he's gonna be the one to pick up the token of life as well. I almost feel like the Dr. Pulsar would have been better.
Yeah. Oh, meanwhile up here actually TP in and the quick kill on a parasite. The rest are gonna be fine as they got on out of there. So kind of caught up with him doing Conqueror, but the teleport squad from Nymphora ended up getting a kill as a result too. On top of it there, so. Oh, what am I saying though? I love seeing rift shards. See the big red numbers pop up. Yeah, just definitely unexpected though. Didn't think that was going to be happening, but
I mean, he's still very, very squishy, but I guess seeing as they decided to give Madman the token of life, it makes sense.
Yeah, he's very squishy, but again, Shrunken Head is going to make him immune to most of the damage at this point from the Legion side. So I think that's kind of what the idea that they're definitely banking on here is that he shrunken, runs in for 9 seconds, and he could just deal crazy damage during those 9 seconds especially. And ideally get 1 or 2 kills, but...
Yeah, well, if the initiation from Complexity hits the mark or goes as planned, Madman shouldn't have an opportunity to actually get the BKB off. They do have a Storm Spirit now on Ophelia though. He doesn't have the pull key, so it's not going to be instant by any means, but with the help of the Ophelia touch and Astro, I think it should be enough time to actually get into touch or get into range for that Storm Spirit and keep Matthias alive until he can activate the BKB.
Yeah.
So whether or like who to initiate on right now if you're a Complexity, that's a very difficult question. I personally feel like you almost have to burst down Tank Effect.
Man, really? Yeah, I get. Well,
yeah, I mean, like there is. I mean, he's just gonna provide so much level 3 Ophelia's touch.
Yeah.
And the Madman with the token, like you can't focus him. It's either him or Dr. Pulsar.
Okay, so if Madman didn't have the token, then maybe him. Okay, but you're saying because of the token, he can't really.
And they need someone to cancel Behemoth as well because they have no BKBs whatsoever. So there's a lot of stuff that they need to be thinking about in the team fight.
It's tough.
It's almost an impossible task.
Yeah. Well, when you're down 18,000 gold at 34 minutes, I mean, that definitely has a bit to do with it, too, obviously. So, but they're going to have to be up to the task here because, obviously, this is the series even with Rising Gaming up 1-0 here in this best of 3. So they just choose to deny the tower, actually, in the end. And I don't even know how I mean, I guess ultimately, yeah, it prevents a little bit more gold going out on the Hellborn side. But, you know, it did make it so there's not any more pressure there. And now Rising can kind of just walk on the uphill. You see the heal coming out from Nymphora. Madman dropping about half-life already. Doctor, though, in the background jumps Swiftblade. And look at Doctor by himself just burning through Swiftblade. With that Shrunken Head up, nothing they could do to prevent that. Swiftblade, he couldn't even move the whole time, it seemed like. And then Madman takes up the melee racks while that happens. So the distraction, they poured him back. And that just worked flawlessly for Reason. I mean, that really could not have gone much better for them. Granted, you know, genociding obviously the Legion team or something like that, but, well.
Yeah, nice instant decision-making from him, boy, right there. He just went with his gut, he saw a kill opportunity, he went for it, and it paid off big time.
Yeah.
Now Ophelia is taking over all the soldier creeps here.
Oh, what the hell, yeah. I was wondering why that kept happening. That noise kept popping up, but yeah, I guess he's taking over the soldiers to help counter push here. Dr. Flannan once again, jumping Magnus this time actually, going to be swapped out. Can Magnus get a good eruption here? He's not even going to go for it, he's just going to stun all the eruptions down. What am I saying? Anyway, Shockwave goes off. Not really the biggest, but again, didn't really need a big one, honestly. Just too much damage as expected. Double taps coming out. Madman's still well alive. In fact, he's feeling really good down in the well right here. GG's are being called, and he gets away as well. The hat trick coming out. He's going for the quad kill, and he might as well pick it up. It's official, and GG well played. So Rising Gaming taking the series 2-0 over Complexity here in the bracket stage. Congratulations to them. Moving on. But that was definitely a fun game number 2, but man, the Yogi for Formless this time around, you know, he went Sheepstick. He didn't go Frostfield Plate. And
yeah,
that was the
didn't
reason.
Really pay off. I think the heroes are fine. It's just that their team composition, I just don't feel like it fits the hard carry style too well. Like in this game in particular, like when they had the option to run Swiftblade as that carry, They pick one Oogie instead, and what that results in is that they don't have any lockdown else than the Magma Stun.
Yeah.
So they are more or less unable to punish Dr. Pulsar and Nymphora for teleporting around the map and just getting all those pickoffs. But yeah, recent gaming, they played flawlessly. They really stepped up their game from yesterday's series. So all credit to them, of course,